Well, at one point, everybody had 6. And that's the story I'm sticking with.
And with that, welcome back to Tabletop Dub Shot, a live action role playing game with all baristas. With me today is Bela.
Who plays Val with only 10 fingers and 10 toes.
For anyone listening, this makes sense for everything that we're talking about off mic. PE.
Oka, questionably 8 and 8. Is that real? I gotta look it up.
We'll look it up. Oh, yes. Okay, the math makes sense. The math does. And Jordan.
What's up? I'm Pierce.
He said 10 fingers, 10 toes. Last we left off, our group of friends ended up facing a ink creature monster of some kind as they were perusing this underground academy of some kind. After easily beating this magical ink creature, they got to explore the rest of it and found as they went even further down into this academy, they found one big bed as well as some magical items in the space down there of this long forgotten academy. Next morning, they made their way back out and eventually made their ways to Fabled, which is the town. Originally, they were told just a small town, booming city at the base of the academy in Whisperfen, which is ingrained into the mountain itself. But after seeing some altercation happen, and as this young half-elf was pushed off of this administrative building of some kind, they befriended this aspirant named Falhorn who was attempting to enter Whisperfen. After a conversation with him, he kind of let you guys know a little bit about the history of Sablefen and kind of how it has grown to the town and city that it is today, but also let you guys know that it is not incredibly easy to actually get your way into the academy. Unbeknownst to him, Val has already received an invitation to explore the academy as a whole as a student at another important academy here in Stakaria. And you guys invited Falhorn up. The guards, at first dubious, knowing Falhorn from the city, you guys made your way in with Falhorn passing out from the shock of what just happened. And that is where we are. And now we are going to cut forward to you guys approaching once Falhorn has regained his composure and his consciousness. Thank you. You guys continue your way up. The guards kind of eyeing you from the gates in. As you guys make your way up, it's a long winding path. Unlike, being at Val's school, large campus, you guys make your way up. You guys are just going into the mountain. As you guys approach, you all see this huge mountain in front of you. The range goes not as far to the east, as you guys aren't that far away from the coast, but as you guys look west, the mountain range goes on for so long. There is a massive opening into the mountain. Go ahead and give me perception checks, everybody.
As we take this time to pause, I'd like to clarify I have 10 fingers and 8 toes.
For all of our audio listeners, you can't prove that. So
perception.
I got an 18. 22. 18. 20.
Whoa. Buka's looking at his fingers. 17.
All great rolls. As you guys are looking around, you guys start to see the small, kind of similarly to the tower that you guys had seen from a distance in Sablefen, kind of on closer to the coast, that had these spiraling geometric kind of rings that almost like an orb composed of these like spinning rings of some kind. You guys, before you guys make your way into the mountain, as you guys are being led in by one of the guards, you guys see a lot of them small, probably about the size of your head, of these smaller rings kind of floating around. And there's like a point where one of them about 30 feet above you guys kind of stops, sees it spinning, almost like it's judging, looking at you. It's kind of hard to gauge exactly what it is. but you guys see a small crystal inside of this machinery of some kind that seems to be powering this item, and it hovers above you guys for about 5-10 seconds, and then it kind of just proceeds on, seeming to patrol these outskirts of the gate, but before you enter Skyfang range itself. You all make your way in. Massive opening into the mountain. And the wind stops hitting you guys. You guys are dealt a little bit of reprieve from the weather as you are in a massive mountain. And before you, it is open space. You guys have entered this massive cavern. You guys are unsure if this is natural or not, but I'll say even with those high perception, as you guys are looking at the edges of the walls and the ceiling, as far as you guys can see, fully illuminated with floating lanterns of different colors, just illuminating this entire space. You guys are looking at an entire academy, probably larger than Lenneth when you guys were there, inside of a mountain. And as you guys are looking towards like the walls, probably 150, 200 feet in the air on the opposite walls, you guys see spires and towers that have been carved through some level of magic. There are people that are floating from one of the towers that's, about 200-300 feet up in the air. And you see there seems to be like a young couple, like two young men, probably in their like early 20s, are holding hands as they are floating from one tower to the next, as they seem to be going to another class. You guys are unsure. It is full of magic. And as you guys are there, you guys can feel almost like the hairs, and then in Buka's case, the many, many hairs on your arms just kind of rise just from this innate magic that you guys can feel in the air. Regardless of how inclined you are magically, like you can feel this in the same way that when you are walking in like heavy, heavy humidity, the air itself feels thicker. There's no humidity here, but you feel that same level of like you're walking through something a little bit more tangible magically than you would out in the world. Even on this ground floor, you do see other buildings and towers, very, very similarly to the kind of buildings that you guys saw in Sablefen, but much, much more ancient. One of the guards leads you in and says, "We can make our way to the entrance of the academy proper, and they will direct you to where your residences will be for your duration, as well as some of the professors that you may speak to." Falhorn nods alongside you guys, and they lead you to a building. Is there anything you guys would like to look at or do as you guys make your way to the building?
I would like to perceive the average age of students at this academy, knowing that it takes multiple years to
Yeah.
even get admitted.
As you're looking
Uh,
at the age, no role necessary. Full spectrum of people, probably same as you guys, late teens, early 20s. You guys see old people. Some of these are like, you could tell are elven men and women that have fully grayed out. There's a point like off in the distance where you see this like kind of like at this point has shrunk down a little bit. This old elven mage of some kind, beard so long that it's just dragging. And as he's walking and shuffling his feet a little bit, you could tell he's careful to not step on his own beard at an age where a fall will probably not end very, very well for him. But incredibly like wide range. It doesn't seem like there is kind of like the same age range as you guys saw in Lenneth.
Val, are you sure you would want to study here? It looks kind of intense.
You think I can't handle intense?
No. That's not what I meant. You can handle whatever life throws at you. And I look at Pierce for help. It just feels like these people kind of. I shy away from Falhorn's ears. These people kind of suck. Like it looks like they haven't seen daylight in years.
As as you say that, it's like a short, like dwarvish man, because you guys are close to like the entrance in, walks past it, and as sunlight hits him, he's like, ah! And then his skin just starts to like boil up a little bit. He's like, and then just creeps back into the shadows.
I I think they probably can conjure up sunlight of some sort if they really wanted to.
See, my worry is that they
Mhm.
don't want to.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they want to. And as Pierce says that, he's like keeping an eye on our fainting friend to make sure that he doesn't faint again. And or if he does, he catches him.
I'm okay. Hand on your shoulders, Pierce. Just steady me. Just steady me.
Especially because this is already his first time being in here, and this is like a lot to take in, even for us.
Yeah, as you guys are looking, this place feels. I think as your viewer alongside with you, the whole place just feels magnificent. Like everything about it feels ancient, but for you guys, it feels so new. Magic at its most raw in some ways. Like in the distance, you could tell that there are people practicing like offensive spells. As you guys see this massive, just it starts off small and then just this as a ball of fire just magnifies in size and then hits a target. And then there's like in a distance that, at this point, they're maybe 300 or 400 feet away from you guys. You hear, yeah, as they hit the target dead on.
I think Buka instinctually reaches for his sheath made of Daniel's wood. Am I just to reach for comfort? How's Daniel doing
As you feel
in
it,
the presence of all this magic?
everyone go ahead and give me one perception check.
Oh no.
Do they, the listener, do they know who Daniel is?
No, they don't.
Nope.
Oh my
To the
God.
listener,
This is the best part.
this is before we officially ever started recording. We did a session 0, which we will disclose in a future date. But Daniel is part of the reason why Buka has the sheath to his rapier,
Mhm.
and Val has a mycelium bracelet.
Mhm. Yeah, Buka got a 6.
6.
Mhm.
I think you're just captivated by everything
Right.
that's happening. What do the
I
rest
got-
of you guys get?
I got a 16.
Got a 12.
Pierce with a 16. As you're making your way, I think Buka's maybe a little bit further ahead, just kind of genuinely just doe-eyed as he's looking around. You could swear that his sheath glowed for a second, but there's so many lanterns that maybe it was just a trick of it. But you saw like a
Pulse of light
yeah.
coming from it.
Yeah, very quick. But there are also again floating lanterns everywhere in this space as you are in the mountain itself.
Yeah. And I think as far as Pierce goes, he doesn't remember Daniel. So, I mean, it's something maybe I noticed, and I think I would just lean towards, it's just like the way that one of the lanterns hit it. But I wouldn't say anything because it wouldn't be significant to me.
Wonderful. Perry, I can take it from here. Hello, everybody. You guys turn around and see a human woman, fairly tall, about 6 foot, 6'1", long red hair that has been braided into like a thick braid, wearing just simple gray robes. And then they have a walking like staff of some kind, probably like their arcane focus. Perry, I can take it from here. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Whisperfen. My name is Anya. I'm one of the people welcoming you here and giving you the tour. With whom do I have the honor of speaking? And then she kind of puts her hand out for the invitation.
Here's the invitation. It's great to meet you. My name is Valentina.
Valentina Kondo. Wonderful. And then this is your retinue. And you see that she looks at Falhorn for a second. You look familiar. I'm just here to observe.
He's an old friend and I just kind of stop.
I'm just like politely waiting for you. Okay,
Yep.
wonderful. Looks at him again. Well, please, I can show you at least to where you will be staying, and then perhaps we can begin a formal tour if you would all be interested.
That sounds lovely.
Pierce nods.
Wonderful. And then they walk, the clanking of the staff hitting stone as you guys make your way. You guys go deep into the mountains. There's a point where you could tell you're climbing up at some point, and you're led again. You're inside of a mountain. So everything is carved from the stone of the mountain itself. There's a point where you guys make your way up somewhere on the mountain that you realize that there are not hidden doors, but they line up very, very well. And like you can just tell, masterfully carved. That you at first don't even realize at some point that you're walking down this massive hallway, 20 feet, like side to side, 30 feet in height, and it just extends for who knows how long. It takes you guys a second or two to realize that there are doors that are just carved beautifully into the side that you didn't even notice. The only clue for you all is the fact that randomly a student will walk out of one, and as the door closes, it just becomes almost not perfectly, but pretty damn close to being just flush with the wall itself. And there's a point where it almost seems like she's counting, and then she goes in front of a door and then puts her hand on it, and then the door just silently opens up. She leads you all inside, and you guys are led into this massive room. There are 3 beds on each side, so 6 beds total. Simple, but large, and not entirely ostentatious, but just you could tell are like well made. Red beddings, massive pillows. They're like good pillows. And then you could just tell that there's like simple decorations to just add some kind of like decorum into the room itself. There's it seems to be like a bathroom on one end, and then there seems to be like a massive kind of like a communal like dining room or like a dining area. There's like a small kitchenette and just like a larger table. But she says, if you would all like to leave your things here, you're more than welcome to carry them as well. But you all will be staying in room 35, 37, 35. So
Hold on. 35, 37, 35?
that is correct.
That's many rooms. How many rooms does this academy have?
In total, including classrooms or just for the residential?
Just for the residential.
Just about 5,000.
I think that was
I lean
doing
over
mental
to
math.
I lean over to Pierce. Is 35, 37, 35 more than 5,000 or less than 5,000?
About
No,
30,000 more.
it is more, but I think when there's that many rooms, the numbering system is a little different.
She sees you guys having this conversation. It's also not 35,000. 35, 37, 35. It's just easier to isolate rooms and numbers by certain algorithms and digits.
Pierce
Puka is
continues
just-
to nod.
Puka is
Like he
just-
totally
Puka is-
understands.
It's also
Unsure
nodding.
whether or not he actually does or not.
Just looking at Pierce, Puka is also nodding.
Yeah. You see at this
I-
point, she's like, yeah, a lot of it for the residentials were based off of the original carvings, which was done on the autumnal equinox. And so based off of the positioning of the moon and obviously on that day's setting of the sun. Yeah. So
Of course.
Makes sense.
Falhorn's like,
And
he's like leaning against Pierce again. Okay. What's going on? you
Pierce,
guys?
Pierce like reaches over and hits Puka's back. Like, right, you get it.
Right. Yeah. The moon and
When-
the stars and
question for
in autumn?
clarification. In autumnal. Was there a number that we saw when we went into the room, or was it just something she just knew that it's this room and
As you guys head back out, as to continue the tour, she like kind of is continuing back in the same direction you guys were. The hallway continues for so long. These arcane torches lighting it for so long. You guys look up. If you guys want to give me some intelligence check right now to try and remember where your room is.
we're gonna get lost?
I'll say,
intelligence
you know what?
check.
I'll say Falhorn is gonna roll. His intelligence is pretty decent.
Great. Puka got a
Oh.
2.
I got a 9.
God, you're gonna be so thankful you have Falhorn with you.
Just straight intelligence.
Just a straight intelligence check.
I got an 18.
18.
What the?
There's something about just structure, as massive of a space it is, like everything feels oddly organized isn't the right word. Everything feels calculated though. Like everything feels like there's some kind of rhythm to it. And then also Falhorn got a 21. As he looks, he's like, I can remember where we are. I can get us back. And then this is kind of one of the few times where you just see a little confidence as I get to help my friends out. Yeah.
No more fainting, please, bud. You got
What do
us
you mean?
worried.
What do you mean?
Do you not remember?
Just gets
Is
red.
there?
Okay, well, let's Anya's walking already. Let's. She begins to walk you guys through back to kind of this massive cavern area that you guys were, and she leads you to one of the buildings, which geographically you know it's north because it's opposite side of the entrance. As she leads you in, she says, "Valentina, what interest did you have of coming here to Whisperfen?"
I wanted to go where the best of the best is for magic. I don't think that my parents really kind of got in touch with their magical side as much as I would like to, and I have more of a choice pursuing this, so I would like to see where this takes me.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check. There's no failure in this one.
But I'm not lying.
No. That's why it's a persuasion. But
That's why it's not deception.
yeah, no. So, and it's also there's no failure. You're not like trying to convince her of anything, but just how much, I guess, more extra could you endear yourself to on?
11.
11. No, 11 is fine. She looks at you and just says, I think you would really enjoy what Whisperfen has to offer. We are an ancient place. A lot of tradition and culture have been carved out from this place over the millennia, but it's truly the people that come and partake in studying that have added value to this place. And so this place only exists in its magnificence because of kind of makes a lot of eye contact with you because of people like you. And she's saying this whole time, like as you guys are walking, and as she again wearing kind of like these large robes, she pulls in and then kind of looks back at everybody and just says, "Would you all be living in Sablefen while if Valentina chooses to transfer over here, or are you all simply here just for the this audit?"
Go ahead, Buka.
Yeah. So your town's great. This place is awesome. We're just here to support our friend Val in exploring her options in life because she has a lot of them. And I nudge Val as I'm looking at our guide.
My parents don't like me traveling alone. Seem to sort of disconnect and trust is there, but
Fully
they
understand.
trust these people, so this is why they are here with me.
Falhorn's
Also,
nodding.
mhm.
Yep. What she said.
Thumbs
Uh,
up.
as she says that, she's like, "Well, I hope Whisperfen has many things that might pique your curiosity, but also Sablefen, whenever you all make your way back, it also has a lot of things that are interesting." And then she goes and reaches into kind of like these large, like hanging sleeves. And as she goes, she pulls out and then looks at the three that are kind of following behind and just says, "Here you are," and just gives you guys pins of Whisperfen. And it's like a 3-point mountain range with like a lightning bolt striking down. And just says, "Tell your friends." Keeps walking as she leads you into this academy or into one of the buildings of the academy. As you guys are kind of, continue to look around, this is 3/4 school, like 1/4 city. As you guys can see on the opposite end, as it seems that she's kind of giving you guys the whole, at least, tour of this general cavern area, which again, massive. But you see before you guys head into one of the buildings, not that far off is a series of buildings that have smoke coming from them. You guys see a massive forge about 200 feet away from you. And one of the last things you guys hear is just the bing, bing, bing as the door closes behind you.
What's you guys have a forge here?
Yeah.
I thought you specialized in magic.
Oh, we do. Oh, we do. We, yeah, anything of the arcane, we are heavily involved with it from beginning to end. Whisperfen has constantly been at the forefront of what is the advances of magic as we know it. The roads, even in Stakaria, were created here. The initial idea to the weather tower that you saw as you entered Sablefen, but also a lot of our arcane individuals also are adventurers of some kind. They require weaponry, and some of them might be a little bit more martially inclined. And so sometimes weapons are imbued with a little bit of magic, as well as armor, things of that sort, which is just another expression of the arcane as we know it. We don't try to limit our students in what it is that they can and can't do. Rather, what is it that they can do?
Right.
Would
Buka
that
tries
be
his best to make
available to tour later as well, or is that something that is only accessible to current students?
No, if you would like to, by all means.
I
She
would like
leads you to arguably the most boring part of this entire part for you guys, as she just goes off and explaining. You guys seem to be in just one of the academy buildings. She kind of walks you guys around, kind of giving you guys like a brief history, like this building specifically. Building was fully inducted about 300 years ago and was just by some archmage, who knows who. But she's kind of showing you classrooms, and as she's showing you and kind of really trying to hype it up, she's literally showing you classrooms. Again,
this one looks like the other one.
Don't tell her that.
Oh, okay.
and then she's trying to explain like what research was done at these. Here, this one, this is where they discovered the light spell.
Ooh.
And you can see at the door, there's like a little just light. Bing. Falhorn's, I think, probably the most interested in this part of it. He is furiously. You guys didn't know that he had this. It pulls out of his bag a small like sheet or like a small pad of paper, and you could tell that he has some kind of like a magical quill. It's like an ink. It's like a feather. There's no ink that you guys can see, but it's just constantly writing. He's like, the light spell. Wait, 300. Of course. And then, so of course, in the dark of the mountain, magnificent. And he's the one that's truly getting the most out of this school tour experience. For Val, you were hoping to take a look at the forge, or where was it that
And
you said you wanted to?
the forge in the library, but we haven't had a chance to look or to mention or bring up the library yet, but the forge seems like something up our alley.
Yeah. As you guys go, again, this continues on for about 10 minutes. It's not like you guys are going to all the classrooms, but as she's walking, kind of giving you guys a tour, you guys eventually make your way back out. And then she says, well, if you are all interested in taking a look at what they might be crafting at this point in time, by all means, we can head our way there. And she starts to lead you guys out. While you guys are doing this, are you guys going to bring up the library? Library is part of what the invitation. Do you guys want to bring that up right now as you guys are walking to the forge, or?
Yeah, so on the invitation, it mentioned something about the library, and I'm really interested in the research opportunities that you guys have to offer. So, is that something that we're going to be able to look at today?
Yes, of course. And then you see here, she kind of points with her. We can spend a few minutes at the forge. Oh, I see Professor Onyx is there. Wonderful. And then from there, we can actually, if we continue straight, we can actually make our way to the librarium as a whole. And so if that is research of something that you are interested in, Whisperfen is the place for you to be. We have academia, literature, texts, tomes from the entirety of Solovant. Anything that has been written or created in the last 3,000 years, we probably have something, a copy, or honestly, not to, boast too deeply, but we might have a first edition. So just Falhorn. You hear just paper shredding as he's just going in on all this stuff. You guys make your way to the forge. You guys see about 6 different mages, all kind of down to either just tanks or either like shirtless or kind of like in like bralettes of some kind. As you can, even from the distance, you guys can feel the heat of the forge. Like, it is massive. You guys are from a major city. You guys have seen large forges at work. This is like twice the size of the largest forge that you guys have seen in Elcor. This thing easily is built for like 15 to 20 people could easily work at this forge. As you see that there are 2 of these, one of them is like a dwarf, and the other one is a human. One of the human seems a little bit older, maybe in his like mid to late 30s. The dwarf seems a little bit younger, just short beard, both shirtless, as they are trying to get like the bellows going, as they are trying to like increase the heat. And you guys can see like small sparks start to just fully, or small sparks start to kind of shoot from it as heat waves are just pouring into you guys. Sweat immediately, even from about 100 feet away. You guys can feel this intense heat. As you guys walk, sitting nearby is a black and more gray furred tabaxi sitting in a rocking chair, kind of leaning and rocking back and forth. And you hear him, as you guys approach, just say, "No, no, no. You wanted to get to 2,000 degrees. Keep going. Keep going. Albus, keep going. I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear it. Keep going." And as you guys approach, Anya says, "That would be Professor Onyx." Professor. As you guys, he turns and looks, his eyes are milky white.
Cool.
Yes. Who's there? Anya? You have guests. Please. And he gets up, standing about 5'5", old tabaxi, using a small cane of like this gnarled wood that you could just tell is old. And he looks over to all of you guys, or heads his way to all of you guys, kind of hearing your guys' approach, and just says, yes, welcome, future students and researchers of Whisperfen. I am Professor Onyx. It's a pleasure to meet you all. And he changes where his staff is and kind of sticks his clawed hand out.
Puka reaches out his hand first. Nice to meet you, sir.
Pleasure.
I feel like I would have been slightly behind Val, so I don't know if Val reaches or
I
not,
think
but I start.
Oh my god, Buka pushes me out of the way, and then I think Pierce also pushes me out of the way, and I'm like stepping back at
Like
this point.
this whole time, I mean, obviously none of us have been super interested in the whole history thing except for our fainting friend. But at this point, this is like not just the first time that you can tell Pierce is interested, but he's not. It's like more than that. He's like, he loves this forge. He loves that it's just huge. He's like super interested in what they might be making currently, what they make normally. Obviously, I shake his hand and appreciate you meeting us, and this is incredible. Can I roll an investigation or perception to see one, just like what kind of protective gear the guys working in the forge are wearing, and how close I could get and still be okay without any.
Go ahead and give me perception or insight.
Can I roll perception to see if they're buff and hot?
Hey, for that one, no roll necessary. These are all like wiry people. Like you could tell, like just muscles are just so defined just from constant so no one's like super beefy. The only one is probably like one of the dwarfs, or the dwarf that was like kind of helping with the bellows, but everybody else just seems like fit. Like everyone's like toned. What roll did you get?
I got an insight and I got a 12.
12. As you're looking, it's kind of hard. Like you can tell they're making some kind of like sword, some kind of blade of some type. You guys all see this again as you kind of all step to the side as Professor Onyx is introduced, or you're introducing yourselves to him, and you could see that as the actual metal is being folded over on itself, and they're kind of pounding it like into shape and then constantly refolding it back. You could tell that there are two of them. You don't know what it is that they're casting with a 12, but you could tell that they are casting some kind of sigil or some kind of mark on the metal. Like they're using like arcane prowess to do it. And then it seems to be one or two of these like sigils magically inlaid into the metal, and then it'll get folded over. And then it'll be another two or three of these sigils, and it seems to be folded over and over again. As far as protective gear, you guys notice same but different rings that you guys have, as they all don't really seem to have a lot of protective gear. The only time you ever really see them have anything is just they'll put on certain gloves if they're ever going to handle like the metal directly. But beyond that, like as far as just the heat waves, it's just them semi clothed.
Rings of naked.
Rings of naked. but they seem to be carving some just kind of blade or of some type. So you don't know if it's for a sword or like a traditional sword, like a scimitar. Like you're unsure, but they seem to be doing that. What brings you all here to this wonderful academy?
Oh,
I look at
it
Val.
it's good to meet you officially. Sorry, I was pushed out of the way. They got very excited, my friends. My name is Valentina, and I wanted to pursue more education outside of Leneth after I finished there, and wanted to see more about magic and see what sparks my interest.
Yes. Do the trees not also call to you?
The trees.
Trees.
I didn't know there were trees in the mountain.
There's not. Well, there's a couple. They're really high up. They're really good trees. But just do the trees not continue to call to you? And then you kind of get this visual of Fell's hut as you have spent many, many years kind of there.
The trees. How did you do that?
Do what? Go ahead and give me an insight check.
Oh, thank God. 21. for
21.
insight.
You don't feel a level of maliciousness. Buka, go ahead and roll an insight check as well.
I'm excited. It's 22.
22. I'll say Val, with yours, you don't feel a level of maliciousness. Like you also don't feel like he necessarily like cast a spell. You don't feel like he did anything like that. Like I think Pierce, diligent as ever, I think would have probably noticed some kind of like movement or something like that. But I think he knew like what words would evoke kind of like what like that feeling or kind of like that thought to pop in your head. With a 22 insight, not a swindler, but damn, you know someone who's good with like but you see kind of like he's like, I didn't do anything. You see almost like a snaggletooth just kind of stick out a little bit as he just seems like a mischievous or like a mischievous kind of individual.
Just because his two eyes are blind doesn't mean his third eye is.
I would say Buko was probably thinking that. And he looks at you, doesn't see you, Buko, and just kind of nods.
Is this a tabaxi thing?
I
Sure,
hope
it's
so.
a Tabaxi thing. Anya speaks up. Professor Onyx, don't scare the possible students that might be. I'm not. I didn't say anything.
I'm
that
not
would
scared.
I-
I'm so intrigued.
She's not scared. She's not scared. See, I told you. Okay. I can show them to the library if you would like me to. You can see that Anya's about to speak up. At this point, library has not been brought up
Mentioned.
while you guys have been there. She's like, you could tell that she's about to say something. She says, okay, as you wish. We do not have scheduled times, but we do have it looks at all of you all, a kind of points to a building kind of closer to the entrance, just but on the opposite direction of where you guys originally walked to go to where the like dormitories are or like the rooms are. And she's like, we do have a great hall. Food is served 24 hours. Please avail yourself to any of the things that we have. There might be a few areas that will be marked as inaccessible to you all unless you have someone. But a lot of those places kind of point up to some of the buildings that are higher up there. Some of them might be a little bit more physically difficult for you to avail yourselves to them. But Professor Onyx will, you guys can tell, again, no insight roll necessary. Take good care of you and make sure that you don't get into trouble. Yes, of course. We'll be fine. We won't get into trouble. Winks at you guys.
I think in my brain. Wait, not out loud. Wait, I always hold on. Please cut that out. It's not gonna get called out. So I'm thinking loudly as I'm picking up that he's like in my brain, in my head. I hope we do get into some sort of mischief.
Seemingly more to answer Anya. No, we won't be getting into any trouble. Nothing that I can't foresee, us doing. We'll be good. Okay. Well, hopefully I will see you all later this evening. And then you can probably find me and she points to just, again, there's multiple buildings and towers and spires. She points one a little bit more central to everything. You can find me there. A lot of our administrative offices are there. I'm there most of the time, unless I might be off doing a tour. But you can always ask for Anya. So yes. They'll ask for you if they need you. On your way, Anya. I'll take care of them. And she kind of gives you guys a polite smile, kind of narrows her eyes just a little bit. Is Professor Onyx, and then you see Professor Onyx just says, Okay, well, Alira, you make sure that they finish up the project, okay? We'll be back. Or not. We'll see. I haven't decided yet. And just starts to walk to where library was pointed to earlier.
Pierce catches up to him
Brilliant.
really quick. Hey, Professor, I have a question request. Do you think, I don't know how long we might be here, but while we are staying here, do you think it would be possible for me to get a closer look on the work that you guys do in
Sure.
the fort?
Do you wanna help make a sword?
I would love to.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't care. That sounds like fun.
Pierce gets excited.
We're all you know what?
You can-
We're all making swords. Tonight, after dinner, we're all making swords.
I lean over to Val. This is the second time I've seen Pierce smile.
I think Pierce kind of probably feels some level of kind of giddiness to just be like, yeah, you want free reign with the forge? Hell yeah, we'll make something.
Yeah.
Also by this professor that like, you know, like when there's people that get to a certain age where you're like, they just don't give a frick. You're starting to kind of get that vibe from this guy. Falhorn speaks up a little bit and just says, Professor Onyx, what class do you teach? Kind of whatever I feel like it. But I just decide what my course is going to be for the week, if I have one. That's it.
Do you have a classroom, or is it just the forge?
My classroom.
Right.
One moment. And his eyes, still milky white, but they kind of flash a little bit. And you see that he seems to be casting a sending spell. Wonderful.
Is class canceled for today?
No, I had to dismiss them. Fully forgot.
Oh.
Yeah,
You left them?
Yeah, they've been there for like 10 hours. Yeah, thank you.
What?
Thank you for reminding me.
What class?
You're welcome.
What were you?
I don't remember. That's why I forgot about them. I was walking by. They were doing some research, and then I went to go get food, and then
The forge.
they were the forge.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Professor, how long have you been working here?
So long.
They
Little one.
They can't fire you anymore.
I got
huh?
tenure. No, tenure's great. It's awesome.
How long do Tabaxis live?
Average lifespan.
Do I know? Oh, okay.
I would say Buka probably has the best estimate of this. He looks to be in his like late 70s, early 80s.
Mhm.
He walks like on his own. Like he like seems semi-coherent of mind, but you could just tell like is of an advanced age.
He old.
Yeah. So kind of as you guys are continuing to walk, you guys made it in. Great job. And then looks over. Yes. No. Yeah. Falhorn. Good job.
You know him?
Falhorn, like you guys turn around. Falhorn's like so confused. Professor, have we met? No.
I love this guy.
No,
do
but
you keep tabs on all of the applicants?
I keep track of the whole world.
Oh, the whole
That's a
world.
lot.
Yeah, that's why I
Buka.
forget a lot. There's a lot.
Right.
Makes sense.
Fun-
Whole world versus one class.
Fun fact.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Solvant's really big.
In this moment, Buka thinks about his mom for a second. Does Onyx pick up on that?
Go ahead and give me another insight check.
So good at insight. 17.
Oh,
You could tell his eyes. He still has kind of like that mischievous smile, but you could tell his eyes just kind of get a little sad, and just says, "Damn, you're thinking a lot of sad stuff, man. All right, well, let's keep going."
Buka's sad? What?
No, he's fine. He's fine. We'll get food after this, right, Buka?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, I'm older than you guys. I don't know why you guys can't keep up. Lead you guys deep into the mountain heading east. There's a point where, unlike the other places where kind of have natural formations that kind of lead to different like levels of some of the buildings in the school and stuff, this one you are taking a staircase up. You guys probably using just a build like a normal building, you guys head up probably about 500 feet. You guys are like deep into the mountain, like up. And you guys behold a massive library. Easily as you guys are looking, it genuinely probably goes into the mountain, covered like bookcases that are the size of buildings in some cases. genuinely probably anywhere from like 500 to 600,000 books just everywhere. And you see also kind of in different spaces books, no one is grabbing them physically, but you see some books from very, very tall like areas just kind of magically getting pulled through with mage hands as well as other arcane uses. Books are kind of just floating around, other books are getting put back into their place. And just says, okay, we should probably whisper just a little bit. I'm kind of loud, but it's a library. It's a library.
What are they gonna do? Fire you? Come on.
Well, I don't know, but they could yell at me. I don't like it.
Okay.
I've seen it.
Oh.
So
But wouldn't that be breaking their own rule if they yell at you?
we'll play with that one later. So what do you guys want to know about the library? It's pretty cool.
Is there anywhere that we can't go?
No, not if you're with me. So I would say if you're trying to find something, you should probably stick with me.
Hmm.
Just throwing that out there.
Onyx, what do you know about Vorican?
What do you want to know?
Well, I look around to make sure nobody's nearby.
Nobody's.
We happened upon his personal quarters on the way to town.
You sly dogs.
Right. Yeah. Yes. And I reach for, because we took his journal.
Mhm.
I reach for his journal and I pull it out. And I kind of hand it over to him.
Yeah, he grabs it, opens it up, kind of skims through a couple pages, closes it, hands it back to you. I'm blind. I can't see, but
Right. Right.
this feels like the real deal.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But Valentina, it's not that funny.
Sorry.
Valentina, this is serious. We're in a library. This is a place of study, research. Let's be attentive, aware, conscious, insightful.
Yes.
Shall we?
Was there any extra magic on here that we didn't notice?
He will cast detect magic.
Yes. Detect magic.
Yeah, but you're not Onyx.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He is going to ritually cast it. So you see that he's still talking with you guys. But you can tell that he is like kind of weaving like signs over it and kind of is pressing his palm. His eyes glow not as brightly as the sending spell he did earlier, but this will take 10 minutes. So he looks and he's like, let's find a tape. Let's find a place to sit down. And then I can let you know. And leads you a little bit deeper into the library itself. You could tell, again, genuinely hundreds tables, probably kind of spread out in different places. He leads you to kind of a more secluded area, but collectively there's probably about 200 to 300 people in this library. Again, it genuinely feels like almost like a small town with just the scale. Everything here is just triple the scale of what you can even imagine it. Well, Vorican is an ancient archmage. You found the Undertower.
We
Well
did.
done.
Yeah.
It used to just be a tower, but then it's underground, so I call it the Undertower. I don't know if that's the real name, but I think it sounds kind of cool.
Was it always underground, or did it just
Part of
slide
it.
underground? Oh,
Part of it. The bottom part was always at the bottom. The top part used to be on top. Now there's no
right.
top part.
What happened to the top part?
It's under now.
But a lot of fights, and then weather, and then time,
Yeah.
and then nature took its course, and
Mhm.
then people knocked it over, and
Right.
then weather, and then
More
stones are
people.
good. Yeah, more
Mhm.
people.
And then
Why did they
nature.
knock it over? On purpose?
Nods.
Was he disliked? Controversial?
Forkin didn't always see eye to eye with many of his contemporaries. He was bold.
Mhm.
He
Was he brash?
He was brash. He was bold and brash. He was blue sometimes as well, but he didn't always understand the pace at which some of his fellow mages worked. And so he developed his own school. This was many, many, many years ago. But there was a point where, that originally that was just, it wasn't even a proper school. It was just his tower. It was his mage's tower. But then he took on a student and then another, and that student told about the tower to another friend, and then so on and so forth until it became a school unofficially. But he believed in pushing the limits of what magic could do.
Speaking of limits, and I flip towards the back of the book where the writing gets a little bit more hectic and sloppy, and
Yeah, I
the
hear you turning again.
spell.
I can't. I
Right.
can read, but I'm blind, so I can't
I'm
read.
turning. I got you. Don't worry.
Right.
I'll describe the pictures.
Okay, you describe it to me.
Side note: is there a book on Old Common that would help us translate this book?
Yeah, we kind of have books on everything.
Great. At the end, there's this picture of what looks like a spell, and he speaks of a feather, a horn, and a candle. What do you make of that?
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
So many candles. Why does everyone want a candle?
Natural 20 plus 10. A 30.
I'm gonna let.
Tell me everything, Renee.
I'm
Send me the
going-
document with the lore.
For all the listeners, this will probably get deleted. I'm having to pull up stuff that I did not think I was gonna have to pull up right now. Nat 20 already was gonna give you so much.
Right.
The fact that you, with your what you add to it,
Mm-hmm.
makes this a 30,
Mm-hmm.
which for our listeners, in the world of D&D, there are difficulty classes which we've used progressively throughout the game. The highest being 30.
Nice.
So go ahead and re-ask your question.
So on this last page, there's a spell that describes a feather, a horn, and a candle. Can you tell me about that? Have you heard of anything that requires components like that?
I was unaware that he was that far into his research.
What do you mean?
I lost my sight at a young age. When you can see everything, you give up a lot. And so I am able to gleam a lot into the world. I will be honest. I knew that you would make your way to the forge. And so that's why I left my classroom. I don't know when, which is why I abandoned them 10 hours ago. He's like, yeah, I said the sending spell. Okay. He looks over at Falhorn. You've been helpful in keeping track of them, and points to the rest of you guys, because I can't see them, but I can see you. Falhorn is looking around, confused. What do you mean you can see me? I can see everything about you, Falhorn. These three elude me.
I promise we're not trying to hide from you.
I know. There are pieces that make their way through the maelstrom of things to come. Usually, it's not as heavy of a flow with everybody else of things to come, actions, reactions, consequences to things said or not said, things done or not done. But you three, you cause ripples in places that make it difficult for someone to my capacity to see. Looks over. Is it cool if Falhorn here? Is this cool with you guys? Like, I can send him away. Falhorn's like, I can leave. Onyx speaks up. He's a good guy. He's fine, but I'm just.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
I think he's in, but like,
this is going to be a lot. But I mean, it sounds like he's.
Would it break him if he heard it?
I think a lot of things would break him. But
So
I'll say this: Falhorn looks at him like you could tell a little bit of like the mischievous like leaves for a second. I was like, he will not betray you. He's of a persevering heart. Weak knees, but persevering heart nonetheless.
I mean, I'm okay with him staying if you guys are.
I'm just worried about him fainting again and breaking his.
He'll be fine.
If
He's
he
sitting
kn-
down. He's sitting.
If he knows things, though, will it affect? Will it cause more ripples?
It's not him that's causing the ripples. It's you and you and you.
He can stay.
And I put out my fist for a fist bump to Falhorn.
He fist bumps it back. He's like, I've never had friends, you guys. Thanks.
Oh no.
Onyx is like, oh, buddy. Okay. We're going to proceed from this. He kind of shuffles his body a little bit to kind of have him away more from his peripheral and kind of have a better eyesight of the three of you guys as much as he can. Again, this man cannot. Vorkin was one of those people that is like you, that his actions changed things. He was attempting a spell long ago, obviously. He was a man of a single track mind in this regard to bring about a new start for himself and his beloved. He was someone that the universe and the world had taken an interest in millennia ago. Gods looks up, gods wanted him as a champion. Devils wanted to corrupt him. Fae wished for his influence and for his power. He was a individual in the center of things that would change the very nature of magic and the very nature of Solvent as we know it. And when his beloved died and he wished to die, no place would take him. He was cursed. He was blessed. He was gifted with so many things that no one would dare attempt to invoke their dominion over him for fear that it would cause conflict in the outer planes. And so he was left to never die. He was blessed and he was cursed and he was gifted in this way. Vorkin would probably see it as a curse because he could never be reunited with the one that he loved. And so he was attempting to bring about a new plane of existence. But all of the sides, as much as they did not wish to interfere, they all knew that the unbalance that this would. And so he has been unable to do this. But he continued for many, many years. This knowledge is not something that's easily gained because it's magic that has never been created before. But I think if kind of looks at your journal, if that writing still exists, then the possibility of this new plane could still happen. But to the contemporary of his times that found out, they knew that the price for such a spell was too high, and kind of just looks at you guys.
What happened to Vorkin?
He wanders,
Do you
On this
know what?
plane.
Yeah.
nods. He has gone by many names. Even I do not know all of them.
Could you tell us?
Would you
a
like to know
few?
some of the names?
Yes, please.
Of course. That would be silly for me to say that and then not give you the names. Vorkin, Hadrian, Stagshield, Ezrin Greenscar, Ezrin Greencraft, and Therian the Just. He has lived many lives, but he continues to wander.
Do any of these names sound familiar to us?
Go ahead and give me history checks. And I'll say there's enough books around. Everyone go ahead and do it with it.
First roll was a 7. Second roll was a 17.
17.
I also got a 17 because I got an 18 minus 1.
I got a dirty 20.
I think each of those names sounds like familiar. As you guys are hearing some of these names too, I think like looking back at like some of the history that you guys have been taught or heard or like listened to, for Buka, Ezrin Greencraft was a musician from like long ago. Bandit kind of shanties that are sung that like legitimately are like from this man. So there's songs that you sung like doing heists for Heckin that are like Ezrin songs. For Val, Hadrian Stagshield is one of the people that helped found your school. Your school exists because you've heard the name as one of like the founders of your school. And for Pierce, Therian the Just is the name of like an old ruler. It's part of like the history, like war, like history that your dad would have taught you, where he was a king. This was before like Stakaria was like now formerly known as Stakaria, before Numir was officially known as Numir. But it is kind of like in this in-between area that kind of was its own nation a long time ago, in between what is now Stakaria and Numir. But it was like a king from that area, and he was known as Therian the Just. He has been a good man and a cruel man, but I don't know if he knows the difference anymore.
Would we know which of these would have been the most recent? And even then, how long ago like this person would have been thought to be dead, I guess, because of just time.
Yeah. So the oldest one would have been Therian the Just. That one's from like 1,000 years ago. like 1,000
Okay.
plus years ago. Honestly, probably more. Probably like 1,500 years ago. The second, like I guess chronologically, would then be Hadrian Stag Shield, and that was about like 800 years ago, around the time that Val School was formed. And Ezrin would have been the most recent, and that was probably in the last like 300 years.
So, from what you can recall, these components helped were needed to create a new plane of existence.
You know, it's a place where the gods of the outer planes, the devils of the hells, and the courts of the Fae couldn't reach. A place where he could finally be laid to rest. Because more than anything, he seeks maybe not the destruction of others, but he just seeks his own end.
A plane independent of all others, essentially.
Not, but the price is not one that I'm comfortable with paying. I'm kind of okay with a lot of stuff, but
Right. What is the price?
1,000,000 souls. Just shock. Yeah,
That-
it's bad, you guys. It's not good. This is
Almost
not a
as-
good.
It's almost as many rooms as there are at this.
It's close. It's pretty damn
Campus.
close. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So how would they collect the souls? It would just happen if the spell were to be carried out.
Most spells, and he kind of looks at Buka and Val. Most spells have a range for things. This does not. Anything that's powerful enough to invoke this level of magnitude of power does not have a prerequisite on how far it exceeds. That being said, it cannot be cast just anywhere. So there are good things.
Where, well, what's the ideal location to cast
Ty-
the spell?
Typically in a place of incredible either divine, infernal, or arcane significance. Something crafted by a god or a devil or an archfey themselves. Something deeply rooted into the world. Something that could just be a physical location. For like an archfey, it might be like an ancient stronghold of theirs in the wild. Things like that.
Are there any locations here that you can think of?
Nearby? No.
Okay.
In Stakaria?
You see kind of his eyes glow a little bit. There is one in the Heartlands, which I think I'd mentioned in a previous episode. Val, you would know, is just kind of like where it's like really central Stakaria. It's a lot of where like tribes, like wandering tribes, live. There is a place in the Heartlands, but that's the only place here in Stakaria.
Everything that like this time has passed in learning about Stakaria, would we know what region the Heartlands belongs to? Like what house?
It would be a couple of the different houses.
Mm.
And then I think Val would probably know this the best. It would be specifically houses Valdali, House Varelion, and House Durna.
And I hope you don't take this the wrong way, because we don't want this to happen.
Good.
The feather that's mentioned in the spell,
Mhm.
it wouldn't happen to be the feather of a rock, would it?
He nods again.
Okay,
I fear so.
that's great.
Those are hard to get, though.
Right, they're rare, right? And I look at Onyx.
I mean, it's not a simple task.
Okay, so I look around to make sure nobody else is eavesdropping on us. Safe to say we already know about the feather of a rock. And we are very much interested in not letting the spell happen. Can you tell us more about the candle and the horn?
Again, him and kind of looks at you three. You guys seem nice. I like you guys. But I don't like that I can't see the things that you do all the time. Again, I see kind of glimpse here and there, but as far as the horn, while I pull up all my stuff, the candle would be a candle of dragon tallow.
See? Different types of tallow.
Yes, of course. There's different one. Falhorn, you need to understand that there are different types of tallow. You need to check. This is wizardry 101, my guy. Falhorn's just like, kind of like eyeing everyone. It's like, my bad, you guys. And then the horn would be the horn from a celestial stag.
Okay, so feather of a rock, candle of dragon tallow, horn from a celestial stag. Which one of these do you think we could have a better chance of protecting, so that way we can stop anybody from getting it?
I've delved into a little bit of the research for it. Obviously, a spell of this magnitude is a lot of components. I think those that you mentioned are probably only a quarter of what you would need.
Okay.
It's a lot of components, not easily found. So their rarity is something that does provide a little bit of security, but because they are so unique in their nature, there's only few of. And so it's easy to, once you know what it is, to isolate it and find it.
The rarest would be
Out of your
probably
current list, probably the horn.
right.
More so than the feather.
Not.
I mean, yeah, celestial, I guess.
I don't even know what a celestial stag looks like. I mean, I'm saying it, but I've never seen it, you know. Well, I'm blind. I guess I've never seen it either. But there's a lot of stuff going on, you guys. You've truly stepped into it.
Great.
I mean, I
And
guess
it wasn't by
that
choice
was what
either.
well, initially no, but currently I feel like we are very much intentionally trying to step into it. I mean, that's why we're here.
Mm-hmm.
For the greater good.
That's good.
I think we're trying to step
Question.
into it to have everybody step out of it, so that we don't have to deal with it
There's no
anymore.
stepping. But
This is
when
zero
did you
stepping.
when did you realize that we were causing ripples if you couldn't see us?
About 3 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago.
Pierce looks up,
Did you
thinking,
see us before then?
what was happening 3 months ago?
Nods.
And we just fell off of your radar.
Well, it all started with your coronation of your friend. That was the first domino.
Was it just the 3 of us? Or are there more specific people that you kind of have been keeping tabs on because you know that you can't see as much?
The Queen of Alcor also has a part to play in this, but you three are the ones that have always been destined to traverse. And Weaver has her part to play in her kingdom. Destiny is a funny word. People think that it's a set place that you're going, but it's in the name, right? It's a destination. How you get there, or if you get there, it's not always guaranteed.
Have we created good ripples so far?
For the most part.
What
As you guys are
what
kind of
bad ripples
looking,
have we made?
yeah, as he's looking, he's like, he used to steal for a living, pointing at Buka. It's probably not a good thing.
Right.
We know. We just pretend not to know.
You
I don't know
knew?
if Pierce knows.
Yeah. I mean, some of it was from really rich people. So, I mean, with the current socioeconomic situation, I mean,
it was usually wasn't it always? I look at Onyx for
well, I mean,
for affirmation. I thought it was always richer.
I mean, there's
people.
things that are intrinsically wrong and the deep. We can't get into the cosmological ramifications of moral decisions being made in a vacuum, specifically by Buka. But that aside,
right?
The reality is that the ripples that you guys cause will sometimes come in conflict with the ripples caused by Vorican.
Does he know this?
I think he's beginning to figure this out.
How
These moments of no, please.
How active is Vorican currently? Do you know?
Extremely. He no longer goes by Vorican, but it's an old ancient name. Right. He typically changes his name every couple hundred years, but some more well known to the world than others. Some just lives as a common man tending a farm. And others a king of a nation. And others a great mage. Sometimes a murderer and a warlord. And others a victor and a hero and a savior. And so as the ripples crash into each other, those are typically small glimpses. And that's how I've discovered what was taking place.
The ripples.
The crashing of the ripples.
So it's hard to, I know I'm using that terminology, but again, the actual visual that I have is very, it's hard to explain, but that's, I think, the best that I can, best explanation in my in my mind. But I think it's probably, I know you're currently on a mission from your queen and I believe the Archforge, last I checked. I'm
Right.
kind of caught up
Yeah.
on a lot of stuff. Don't be,
Yeah.
I know it's weird.
Yeah, I mean, it's piecing together, understanding the concept, and then it's knowing that it's us that you can't see, but as we interact with people you can kind of start piecing those things together.
That, and then also sometimes I'll get visuals of the effects of after.
Hmm.
And so
Speaking of After Effects, losing the Jinn, what does that mean for, well, for the Archforge, but also in regards to this spell?
the Archforge will be fine. He will recover.
Great.
He's doing better. But as far as the machinations, that I'm sure at this point it's no surprise the Crystal Talons being at the forefront of what is happening. Them acquiring the focus of a Jinn is the added part of their plans coming to fruition. Simply another component that they are acquiring. And I believe you
many-
guys had a encounter with the Crystal Talons.
Couple.
Yeah.
You have come to trust one of them.
A member of the Crystal Talents?
He nods. He's the one that he carries a helm of antlers. And you guys remember standing towards the end of that arc when all of like the members of the Crystal Talon had kind of been at the top of the building. There had been some of the other members. One of them you guys had seen was wearing some kind of like helm. It was covering his face that had like massive like antler horns.
Mm-hmm.
We've never met him.
We had come to trust this person.
You have met him. He traveled with you into one of the mines, I believe.
And goes by another name.
I believe so.
Do you know it?
He was here about a week or so ago. Here in this very
Did he
library.
have horses with him?
I believe he did come with some horses. I believe he had named them Destiny and Manifest.
You mean I named them Manifest and Destiny?
He had said, he mentioned something about, he mentioned something about, he purposely named them because they were good names. But that's why I felt it urgent to meet you. For you have met the man formerly known as Vorkin.
Here's like visually is angry, but also he's like fists clenching, one on his sword. Obviously not like in a position to like even think about pulling it out, but it's just like that's where his hand was resting. And so he starts like squeezing it.
Does he know us, as in the causes of the ripples who are crashing against his?
He's aware of what you have been doing. I don't think he knows about the ripples to the same effect that I do.
Is this table we're sitting at made of wood?
Yes.
It's mahogany. Everyone loves
I think it's like Pierce. Obviously, I think in general, just kind of a trusting person. He assumes good and then learns later. And his like in this moment, his anger, because not just him, but his friends were taken advantage of. His like rage almost accidentally comes out.
Yeah.
And I like slam my fist on the table as hard as I can.
It's a heavy, heavy table. I think in that moment, we'll say you go into a rage for that. The wood splinters. The man that seeks to cast this spell goes by Cavino Crystal Talon.
His last name is Crystal Talon.
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Hey,
Cue the music.
Remember when I was like, I don't like this guy.
I ate his